What's up, family? It's Kiahonfire, and welcome back to Conan Exiles. Today we're doing a short update video. This is into regards of the console patch that happened the other day and the PS4 delays. So I thought I'd give you a quick update on this. Now, PC back a while ago, this still will apply to all platforms, by the way. Just adding that in there. PC a while ago, I think it was in June, so a couple of months ago now, got this actual patch. It's actually been like 2 to 1.5 months that this has been waiting for a console. And it's a pretty big patch that hasn't really come to you guys for a very, very long time. I don't know what's up with the delay. They didn't really seem to mention anything. I'm guessing they were just getting it ready for that kind of platform to put across, because of course with console they have a lot more measures. However, it's a very long time to wait for this kind of patch, so it's kind of been like, you know what, that's a little bit too long, you know. So PS4 is still yet, by the time I'm recording this video, to get this update, but Xbox does have it. Now this update is quite a vital one, absolutely vital, because they do change a lot of the core mechanics. So it is good that you have a pre-warning or you know about it. I know I'm a couple of days late on this one for Xbox. However, I thought I'd get it in there quick because, you know, some of you might not really know what's in there and what you have waiting. And it's quite the bombshell actually, because they have the avatars released same time as the Thrall nerf. Yes, Thrall nerf. That is now in the game. Now, PC's been putting up with this for a while, but it's pretty much, it's not as bad as it seems, but it sounds bad, right? Now, they're not going to be as strong as they used to be. Basically, what has happened here is they've pretty much reduced the HP and damage across the board. So, reduced HP by an average of 33%, and then some of the named higher tier followers receive additional 16% reduction on their base values. So pretty much all those really good thralls you used to have, they're getting a big fat nerf on them. But they're not the only thing that's getting a big fat nerf. The HP for world bosses, dungeon bosses, and group content has been nerfed down for HP wise down to 35 to 40%. So that helps with that matter, because I know some people in PvE were worried about not being able to do bosses solo or anything. Well, this pretty much just balances it out how it was before. But sometimes you have to be a little bit more careful, especially with the arena champion and new thralls. That's one I found out as well. It can be very, you could lose your thrall really easily now because of the HP nerf against her. And she is still really overpowered. I think probably to the point she's a bit too broken, to be fair. The amount she hits for, and then the lack of stagger as well. So just be careful of that one, because I did notice that. Now there's a few things you can do to combat that, and that is to get healing arrows and use them instead, and make sure your thrall has food at all times in their inventory. One of the easiest foods to get that's pretty still good is using gruel in their inventory. This stacks up to 100, which means it's not going to run out anytime soon, and you can just pop it in there. It's very easy to make and it will heal your thrall. So if you want to use that to help with this nerf, then that's what I'm going to highly recommend that you do, especially if you're a solo player. Now, as well as that, I was mentioning the avatars. Now, they have been at the game for a good year now. So, basically, they are big gods that crush bases, and they're very hard to get, but they hit really hard. They can destroy T3 building, T2 and T1 without too much problem if you've got someone that knows what they're doing. But they did do some updates with this and rebalancing. That's why they were out the game so long. What they did was they reduced the timer on how long it does to expire. So as you can see, you have the token in my inventory right now at number 2 slot. It has about 5 hours 30 on it until it expires. Now that's something they changed, because it used to be a lot more, so it used to last a lot longer. So now if you want to destroy someone's base, you have to decide you want to do it on the day, otherwise your token will expire. And it does not leave your inventory, by the way. It will be in your inventory or in the person you killed inventory. It will not be able to be transferred to any other storage mediums, because there was a huge bug with that, with duplicating these tokens a while back ago. If you are worried about these though, there is something called a god bubble in the game, which is when you get an altar and you put the highest of priests in it, and there you go, you get a dome around it, which is called a god bubble. You can actually use this against avatars, because avatars should no longer be able to damage the structures inside one of those domes. That's one of the best ways you'll be able to protect your base and your vitals, with this kind of thing. Of course, that's only going to do it against avatars. It's not going to protect it against players and all of that. So do bear in mind with that. There was a lot of changes with the avatars, and if you haven't experienced it before, well, they are absolutely something else, really. They are very hard, and you can't defeat them. They'll last for a while, and they'll just destroy what they can. So your best bet is to make sure nobody summons them in the first place. Otherwise, your base will go boom, unless it's well protected, of course. And of course, they added in a bunch of the other fixes as well, like the leashing on the Red Mother. So before you could bring her along to a pillar and kill her that way, well, now she likes to go back to her spot a lot more frequently. So you have to be a little bit more careful with that. In a recent video I'm actually doing, I don't think I think it'll be a future one, so I'll probably upload it in the week. I was actually doing the Red Mother and had the same problem with this on PC, so you kind of get the idea how far. If you do go and watch that, I did go and kill her, and I couldn't use the close pillar like I used to. She did actually move away, but I could still bug her out to the point if I kept jumping in and on off the pillar, I could still make use of that leashing not being used, but at the same time being able to kill her like previously. So in theory you can still bug it out, and that leashing probably won't affect you if you do it in the right way, where you get her to fight you now and again, but not take any damage, if you get what I mean. Just get her attention kind of thing, or get her to do a action move without it hitting you. Now, there was also a fix to the Remnant as well. It used to be bugged and it would sleep, but now it will go back to engaging the player characters as intended again. And then they fixed a bunch of bugs and all of that good stuff, so hopefully that will fix a lot of things for you on Xbox and PS4. One of the ones I really like in here is usually when you go to the volcano, you have a lot of problem with thralls because they like to walk in lava. Well, they made it so they are a little less prone to voluntarily walking in the lava in the Well of Skelos and being engulfed by the flames. But no, pretty much this patch is a lot of fixes in different places. But the most important thing to know is about the summoning avatars and of course the thrall rebalancing, because that's something you really will feel in this patch, because I remember I did feel that as well, because it was like, oh, wait a minute, you can't exactly do that so carelessly anymore, because you know, you have to be a bit more wary about your thrall's HP and if it can take it, and equipping it well. So pretty much just make sure you equip it in a heavy high armor, preferably a strength suit of armor, and then I think you should be more than okay. And then know your limits. So if you have a low level thrall and you've equipped it really well and you're debating and taking it the Warmakers, I probably would reconsider that if I were you, and level it up a little bit first before you bring it in there, especially if its HP is around 5k, because even with the healing arrows, again with the arena champion, if you're going to take it on low level with a low level thrall, it's just not going to go good for you. That's just not. So same with the Warmaker as well, it will be a problem. Anyways, I hope this helps and informs you on what is new. Thank you for watching, I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye!